brand new episode here on... Where am I? Saxlingham. I had a complete brain fart then. Oh dear. And the worst of it is, I always kind of just like pre-rehearse the intro just so as I get it right. And then it was like, kind of like, nobody in my head went, oh, it's me. Where am I? Anyway, I'm on Saxlingham. And as you can see, we've bought ourselves a new forklift. And as you can also see, we have lost an awful lot of money. We had in the bank, I think it was just short of £2 million. And now we've only got £284,000. But we've struck a little bit of a deal with a local farmer. And it meant that I had to hand over about 2.2 million. So we've got a little bit of a loan because we needed a little bit of money for running our business. So as I say, it meant that we had to have a little bit of a loan. But yeah, we've struck a deal with the local farmer, and we've got more land. We've also got the dairy, but we can't use the dairy until we give him the rest of what we owe him. So it's not looking sort of good, but at the same time it's looking brilliant. Now I say it's not looking good because we've also as well spent a little bit of money in the farmyard. So I'll give you a little run through of what I've done here as well, because as I say, I've spent a little bit of money here as well. Ooh, look, there's a new building, so that's going to be our seed making machine. And the one thing I didn't realise actually, so this is now all concrete. Hang on, I'll get out and then we'll kind of actually I might be better off doing this because I was going to use fly mode. So as you can see, I've kind of, now don't worry about the kind of mess that's been left around the outside there. That will be sort of sorted out and figured out and tidied up. So I was hastily trying to drink my tea there. I made myself a cup of tea and then completely forgot about it. You ever done that? Yeah, so as I say, this was all grass, obviously. And we've put down the pelletizer machine, which is now full. And then we're also eventually as well going to take all this down and then redesign the farm a little bit. We'll leave the kind of what was here for now as it is. It's not ideal, got to be honest. And then we'll put down some more grain stores. As I say, we've now also bought well, we haven't bought it yet, actually. I keep saying we've bought it. We haven't. We don't actually own the dairy, the farm around there, but we do own the land, and we've got 1 year to buy the farm, which we are actually going to be able to do because I didn't realise something. So I put it in a seed machine because I wanted to basically use our wheat to turn it into seed so that we basically didn't have to buy any seed. And I've made a discovery, which I don't know, but I've made a bit of a discovery. Seed is worth an absolute mint on this game. I mean, an absolute mint. And I was like, well, that's bought the dairy. I think. I don't know how much the dairy is. Let's have a little look. Dairy down here. It is £1.17 million, and our seed is worth £1.2 million. So yeah, we've actually, while I was there, I might as well have shown you the land that I bought. So we now own these 4 fields. As I say, with the proviso of that we have to buy that farm within 1 year, otherwise we lose the fields. Now, the kind farmer, in order to help us with our quest, has allowed, oh, is that a waypoint? Oh, I didn't realise there was a waypoint there. Oh, anyway, he has allowed us to have the sugar beet. It's not very well looked after. It's full of weeds. It hasn't been fertilised, so we're not going to get a huge yield off it. That tractor has now finished ploughing that field, which is really good. Yeah, so it's not going to be a huge field. This was a field of potatoes, but it's already been harvested. The farmer had already taken that. He requested that we allowed him to get his taties harvested before we took over the field, but that is now blank. So now and I did also as well actually off camera get rid of well, I didn't get rid of them, but I collected all the bales from both fields, so we can now send that tractor into this field and then this field to get them ploughed. I've got ever since Giants changed it, I can't remember where it is. Here we are. So we've got 2 that are ready, and then 1 that is not. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until that one next month flips over to being ready, and then we're just going to take the beet all in one go. But yeah, so exciting stuff. So I think for the save, I'm also going to buy these 2 fields. I'm still going to buy them, but when the opportunity to farm these fields came up, I couldn't, sort of turn it down. But I think for this save, because I don't really know how long it's going to be, this save, I'm going to go back to doing more episodes a week as well, and have a little bit of a shuffle around, because sort of I just feel that it's necessary. So I'm going to go back to doing a few more of these episodes a week, starting hopefully from next week. I've really sort of kind of let myself down on the scheduling and recording and editing and all stuff like that, but as many people have known, I'm not going to go into it and I'm not going to go on about it or anything like that, but I've been struggling for quite a few months now, sort of with mental health problems and stuff. I've also come out of summer with sort of very difficult summer, because it's been very hot, with my heart sort of playing up and stuff, and I think mentally, physically, it's left me kind of exhausted, and I've just, some days I've just not bothered with recording, and I've just not really, I don't know, my sort of heart's not really been in it like it was, sort of at the beginning of the year, and say things have sort of lapsed and dropped on the channel. 1950s, that kind of disappeared. Sunnyside Up Farms kind of disappeared, and understandably they disappeared for a little while, and now they're not getting too much in the way of views, which, as I say, I fully understand, and I'm not bitter about it or anything like that. I fully understand, and oops, my expert forklift skills are coming into play again, and yeah, so I whilst they will still happen on the channel, I was sort of trying to gradually introduce them into back onto the channel as regular weekly, at least 1 a week videos. But I think what might happen is they might actually become a series that I just sort of do every now and again. I'll do an episode. I've got my new save that I'm sort of wanting to do on FS25 once I can actually get the bloody game updated, because for whatever reason it just will not update, and that means that some of the DLCs that I've got, I can't use them because it just says that they've become outdated, and so it's kind of, that's left me a little bit. Well, oh Jesus Christ, I thought I'll stack these nice and straight. I'll show everybody that I can drive a bloody forklift, and that lasted all of about 3 seconds. it's so hard to, mind you, I mean, having said that, I was going to say it's so hard to sort of judge things on Farming Simulator, like how close you are to things and that, and the depth perception on this game is not very good either. But even in real life, I wasn't that great at driving the forklift, so it might just be the case of I'm just not very good at this part of farming. And to be fair, you know, the farm didn't really ever ask me to do a lot of forklift work. Yeah, you know, occasionally if you know someone was off work or whatever, and you know it was sort of, if I was well ahead of ploughing and stuff like that, then you know, they may well sort of say to me, "Oh, James, you know, you're in front, or you know, you're far enough ahead. You know, we need you to have half a day in the Tatey store, or you know, whatever." Then I would go in there for half a day, but like I say, I wasn't very good at it, and actually, there's only a little bit in there. We'll go and get some more. And so I didn't get asked to do it all that much, and I'm really terrible at it in game as well, so it might just be me rather than the game or anything else. You know, I'll get my excuses in early, shall I? But yeah, anyway. Right, what I'm going to do is, because this has gone on a little bit too long now, this intro, I'm going to crack on with this when I can find straw pellets. It's here somewhere. It better be anyway, because I had loads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the time lapse. We'll get this done in this episode. So for those of you that sort of perhaps sort of think, man, it's not really for me, I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to be straight up with you. I think this episode probably will be this, depending on how long it actually takes to do. With me at the helm, it's probably going to take a little while. Yeah, we'll see how we go. But anyway, I will see you at the end, and then, as I say, next episode it's time to get on with the sugar beet harvest. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye for now. Right, so I'm back. Nearly missed me turning. Yeah, so anyway, we're back. And as you've seen, we've got some of the pellets doing now. I'm not going to go through 742,000 litres or make you go through all of me doing all of that. I'll be doing pretty much nearly all of that off camera, and I'll do other little bits and pieces when we've sort of not got much to do. But what I wanted to quickly do is bring you down to here, which is the sort of dairy farm. Now, we haven't got use of the dairy farm yet. As I say, we haven't got use of it yet, but hopefully it won't be long before we do have, and then we'll be able to get our well, we'll take on these cows. Obviously, they'll come with the farm, and hopefully we'll start breeding them and getting them going. I've got some grass fields already that we started with. They weren't really big enough for me to do anything with, so I decided in the end not to do anything with them at all. So we have got some grass fields. Just need to buy a mower and stuff like that, and then we'll be sort of up and running. Just through the hedge here is where the crawlers are, just the other side of this field. So I made the mistake when I set the worker up in here. I made the mistake of clicking on the oh, I've noticed that a couple of times on this field, on this map, that they've then left. It's almost like they're ploughing in lands, which obviously they shouldn't do. I thought it was me, but thinking back now to another map that I've got that I use the workers on like that to do the ploughing and stuff, they don't do it on that map. They do just, even if I click on the middle of the field, what they'll do is yeah, he's going to land that, isn't he? Shouldn't be doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. See, that one did it right, but with that one, okay, just drive all over your ploughing. Quality. With that one, we actually set it in ourselves at the beginning there, so that's why he's sort of done that one right. But yeah, with that one, and I thought that it was he's done the same here, look. Unless he's ploughing the headland, but that's a very big bloody headland. I don't know what's going on. I have noticed, as I say, on this map that the workers don't work entirely properly, as in not course play, but if you just use the in-game help, you know, the in-game helpers, on this map they do seem to be behaving rather oddly, which is why I do tend to use course play. But anyway, it is what it is, and until it isn't. But but as I say, you know, we'll just have to go back and tidy it up. But next episode, this is what we've got to do. We'll be into the next month, and we'll be getting ready to go sugar beet harvesting. Unfortunately, I don't think I can use a silage pit in order to tip sugar beet, which is such a shame, because it would be ideal. It really would be ideal. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this little video. Like I say, I do apologise that it is only a little video, but with sort of stuff that's going on in my life at the moment, it's kind of, I've had to sort of snap myself out a bit and get on with it. And as I say, just a little video today, just because I obviously know that people don't want to sit through hours and hours and hours of me just doing those pellets, because you know, it's not the most interesting thing in the world to watch. But anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed this little video, and I really hope that you'll join me in the next one. Bye for now.